Hunger is the world's #1 health risk. It kills more people every year than AIDS, malaria, and tuberculosis combined. Over 5 million children under the age of 5 die from hunger every year. The sources I used for this speech were World Food Program, ThinkQuest, a video on YouTube, Google Data, Share Our Strength, Kids Health, ABC News, UNECA, Food Lifeline, and Wikipedia, Change.org, Center on Hunger and Poverty, BBC News, Passion, Newswise, and SaveTheChildren.org. Hi, my name is Morgan Jones, and today I will be telling you about how we can end world hunger. Too many children die every year from hunger, something that should not be as big of an issue as it is today. Save the Children UK is a good organization to get involved with to help with the issue of child hunger. Every year, 15 million children die of hunger. I'll be showing you a 13-second clip.
It's not one child or a few children, we're talking about millions every year. And the fact is, if it was your baby boy or baby girl, the number wouldn't matter because every child is somebody's world.
Since we launched our campaign, you've helped us achieve major breakthroughs for children.
There is a hunger issue in the UK and all over the world, especially in developing countries. There are too many people who have the power and money to do things, but choose not to do so. Over 15 million children die every year. This is the combined population of Los Angeles, New York, and Chicago combined. Children aren't just dying in developing countries, but in our own backyards. 17.2 million children in the US struggle to have food on their tables every night. There are harmful effects of hunger on children. They'll have stunted growth, their organs won't grow correctly, and they will have problems learning. This will affect other people. Who will be our next president, our next best professional athlete, or our next Nobel Prize winner? The government has to spend more money on those who are not fed because they have no education and will not be able to get a job. This can create turmoil in many governments because they don't have the money to spend on many people for welfare checks. Starving children do not learn as well in school. This creates a stress on the teachers, which in turn affects the other children in the classroom. Malnourished children have received little education, then go on to a low-paying or no job at all. The government is then supposed to help them with health payments and unemployment checks. More than 925 million people worldwide do not have enough to eat. Dr. John Cook has said, the impact of child hunger is far more reaching than one might anticipate. Child food insecurity creates billions of dollars in costs to our society. Child hunger affects a child's health, education, and job readiness. 1 in 6 children in the U.S. are affected every day by hunger. It directly affects the taxpayers because it is their money that is paying for their parents' welfare checks since they have received a bad education. Vicky Escara, who does a lot of research on child hunger, has said, it calls into question whether ongoing economic recovery can be sustained if child hunger is not eliminated. The U.S. is also falling behind with other countries in exports. This creates less money into our economy. Childhood hunger is a contributing factor to the nation's economic woes and puts America at a competitive advantage. If more children were fed, they'd be more educated and better able to get a good job. Children are becoming less competitive in the job market because of their hunger and their bad educations. They cannot obtain and/or sustain a good job. And later on, they'll need government assistance to be able to feed their own families. Dr. J. Larry Brown has said, for youngsters whose natural abilities and talents are diminished, the cost is obvious. But the cost also extends to our nation in terms of high rates of school failure, poor returns on our educational investments, and weakened workforce productivity when children reach the age of employment. In the UK, 1 out of 6 kids no longer go to school to help feed their families. This continues the cycle of no education, no jobs, and more money spent by our governments. In order to help these children and help our economies, no matter where we live, we must get involved. More educational work needs to be done. Most hunger issues begin with poverty. Join Save the Children and start giving to help with research in feeding the hungry children. Giving just $10 a month will help save 200 children. You can volunteer, you can campaign, whether it's through Facebook, Twitter, or other online markets, and you can also fundraise. The children would prosper. They would not be hungry, they would grow the proper way and receive a good education so they can receive a better job. In 2011, Save the Children reached 10.5 million children in 13 different countries. Dr. Mariana Chilton said, "We all must take ownership of the problem and identify solutions. Government agencies, corporations, hospitals, foundations, nonprofits, and ordinary citizens all have important roles to play." Campaign on Facebook or donate money. Any little bit will help save these hungry children. Child hunger can be beat if everyone gives and continues to give in whichever way they choose. There was a 2011 We Can Be Heroes campaign. They reached 691,000 children, and over half were in the drought-stricken Ethiopia where they had no food. Get involved now. There is no need to wait. You can go to savethechildren.org to find your best way to get involved. There's corporate givings. Bulgari is a top corporate giver to Save the Children. They have helped save millions of lives. Bulgari's financial commitment is improving the life of some of the world's neediest children in over 20 countries around the world. This is one of their products that they've created and sell to many celebrities that also endorse this company and helps give money to save the children. Without the help of everyone, more children would go hungry and not have the life that was intended for them. Child hunger causes health issues and economic issues all over the world. Get involved. Give money or volunteer for Save the Children. Queen Elizabeth II does. Help those around the world, and maybe even in your own backyard. 1 in 4 children in the world are malnourished. Help Save the Children, change that statistic, and end child hunger. I will now be showing you a video.
It's not one child or a few children. We're talking about millions every year. And the fact is, if it was your baby...